Hi, I'm Christian, and today we're going to learn about how our words can impact others. Today's big idea is when we live for Jesus, what we say matters. Let's watch today's God story and then talk after.
See, this is my tongue. See, it's small compared to the rest of them. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I want to start by sharing a story about a time when my sister and I, we were going shopping. We were at this little shop and we were looking at different stationery and I saw these really cool pens. And there was a yellow one and a red one and they were so beautiful and I couldn't decide which one to get, but they were pretty expensive, so I decided to hold off. And then a couple weeks later, it was my birthday and I was opening my gift from my sister and it was the pen. It was the yellow pen. I was so happy. I said to her how much I loved it and I was so glad that she picked the yellow pen over the red one because the colors were so much nicer. Oh, there's something else in the bag. And sure enough, I reached my hand in and pulled it out and it was the red pen. I felt so bad. Here I had put my foot in my mouth. It's really not great when we say something rude or mean with our words because our words can be incredibly powerful. People often know us by how we treat them with our words. You might say that someone is sarcastic or negative or mean because of their words. Or you might say that someone is optimistic and kind and encouraging because of their words. Our words speak life to people. And that leads me to this week's big idea. When we live for Jesus, what we say matters. Last week we started in the book of James. We learned that after Jesus went to heaven, James, Jesus' half-brother, same mom, different dad, wrote a letter to Christ's followers who were scattered to different towns and cities because of persecution. James wrote this letter to encourage them to actually live lives as Christ followers and not just talk about it. Today we're in the 3rd chapter of James, and we're going to focus on verses 3 to 10, as James writes about why what we say and how we use our words matters. James writes, "We put a small piece of metal in the mouth of a horse to make it obey us. We can control the whole animal with it." You know, that's how you get a horse to turn the direction you want it to go or to stop. It's called a bit. And how about ships? They are very big. They are driven along by strong winds, but they are steered by a very small rudder. It makes them go where the captain wants to go. In the same way, the tongue is a small part of a person's body, but it talks big. James is comparing the small bit in the horse's mouth and the small rudder on the ship to the small thing in our bodies, our tongue. This is my tongue. It's small, but our tongue can have a big impact on how we live and who we are. Think about your tongue compared to the rest of your body. It's pretty small compared to your arm or your foot or your leg, right? But out of our mouths come words that express who we are and what we think. And our words matter to other people too. We could say something nice and encouraging and have someone feel really good, or we can say something mean and hurtful and make people feel really bad. James goes on to write, "The tongue is also a fire. The tongue is the most evil part of the body. It makes the whole body impure. It sets a person's whole way of life on fire." Did you catch that? A small spark of fire can set a whole forest on fire. In the same way, a few words that we say can start a huge argument or make someone feel really bad. It's not always easy to do this, but it's really good to try because we represent Jesus to others and he wants us to show his love to other people, and that includes through our words. Let's see what else James wrote. "With our tongues we praise our Lord and Father. With our tongues we curse people. We do it even though people have been created to be like God. Praise and cursing come out of the same mouth. My brothers and sisters, it shouldn't be this way." James reminds us that we have a big choice to make with our words. We can be loving and encouraging to people and bring them up, or we can be pretty horrible to people, but we shouldn't choose to be that way. We should want to say loving, kind, and encouraging things to other people and about God. Think about this. If you say something that is mean to someone, they might say something mean back, or they might say something mean to someone else. It has this ripple effect that keeps going. Think about a time when you've been hurt and you're feeling really bad. You're more likely to spread that hurt to someone else. Or your words can speak love. They can encourage someone who maybe doesn't have anybody else to encourage them. You can give hope. You can brighten someone's day even just by saying hello. You have a choice with what comes out of your mouth. But why choose hurtful and unloving when you can choose love and life and encouragement? Your words matter. My words matter. They can be a tiny spark that sets a whole forest on fire, or they can be a tiny spark that lights up the world. It's your choice. But know that when we live for Jesus, what we say matters. Thanks so much for hanging out, and I'll see you guys next week.
we just heard that praise and cursing can come from the same mouth, and that showed me that we need to think before we speak. If we choose kind words and a loving attitude, we can show the love of Jesus wherever we go. Well, let's listen to what some of our friends had to say when we asked them what impact words had on them.
How do positive words make you feel?
It makes me feel really good and proud of myself.
Good, really good.
Like if they say something really nice to me, like you deserve a cotton ball for doing this thing, I feel like happy and I want to do another nice thing.
It makes me feel happy because then I know that people are my friend.
I smile.
How do negative words make you feel?
Sad.
Pretty sad. There was one time when someone said something really bad to me that really hurt my feelings.
It makes me feel not very good about myself, and I feel like when I'm trying to do something, I might feel like I can't do it.
I don't want to surround myself with people who have a negative attitude in life because I'm trying to be more of a positive person.
How do people encourage you?
My teacher said, "Good job, Aloha," because I did my agenda good, and that made me feel really happy.
My grandpa always said that be strong no matter what others tell you.
At school, I'll be doing a project and I'm not really on the right track, and then someone will give me advice or tell me what to do, and then I'll do it better.
My teachers told me to start taking leadership in my class and encouraging others and taking part in group decisions, and that really encouraged me to start doing that in my class.
My teacher, Ms. Turkshaw, she's my geography teacher, and my coach. She says you're doing a great job of rugby because it's a really tough sport.
Do you think what we say matters?
What we say really matters because if we say something really hurtful, it can make a big impact on someone's lives, and it's the same thing if we say something really good.
I always care about what I say and when I say it.
You need to think before you say it, or else you'll say something and then that person will feel bad, and then soon you didn't want to say that anymore.
It's important because Jesus was nice to people, so we should be nice to people.
How do you encourage others?
When I encourage people, I look at them and see what they are good at, and I build on that.
Well, on field day, I have a friend who can't run fast, so keep telling her run after your shadow.
If they're lonely, I ask if they want to play with us.
If someone's feeling down, I'll give them a compliment, help them up.
Try and do what they like to do.
I would say do you want to play with me? You look kind of lonely.
If I would play in a game, I would say, "Come on in. You can play the game with me."
We should be more careful about what we say to people because we never know what's going on in their life, and we should try to be uplifting and encouraging to everyone no matter the situation.
Remember, when we live for Jesus, what we say matters.
Question time. When you speak nicely to people, they feel good. When you speak in a mean way to people, they feel bad. When have your words really mattered to someone? And how can you build on that?
Our friends made it very clear that when people say positive and encouraging things, it can totally change their perspective on their circumstances. When we live for Jesus, we reflect his love to others, and that's why what we say really matters. Let's break into our small groups and see how this looks in our own stories.